Thinking a $400,000 home costs only $2,400 a month, that number is incomplete. Buying a home in the USA sounds simple, but most people don't fail because of price. They fail because they misunderstand the monthly payment. In this video, I'll show you what really decides if you can afford a home and what most buyers learn too late.
Most first-time buyers think affordability is just about income or the mortgage number, but that is only the surface. The real monthly cost includes several layers that can quietly add hundreds of dollars each month. Let's take a $400,000 home as an example. The online calculator might show a mortgage of $2,400, and at first glance it looks manageable. However, property tax adds $300 or $600, sometimes even $900, depending on state, county, and neighborhood, and it is collected monthly through escrow. Home insurance is required by lenders and could be $120 to $200 per month. In storm-prone areas, it can climb higher over time. HOA fees may be $0 or $150, $250, even $400, and HOAs can raise fees with board decisions, which is rarely accounted for by buyers. Utilities, maintenance, and occasional repairs are often ignored, and together these numbers turn a $2,400 mortgage into $3,200 or $3,300 per month. Most people qualify on paper, but feel the financial pressure as soon as payments start. This is why calculators often mislead, showing only principal and interest without the full structure. Income alone cannot determine affordability. Monthly structure does. When your payment consumes too much of your mental bandwidth, you are at risk of stress, overspending, or financial mistakes. And this is especially important for immigrants and renters unfamiliar with the U.S. system, where property taxes, escrow, and insurance are collected differently than rent. Understanding these layers is the first step toward clarity. Let's break the $400,000 example into real monthly terms. Principal and interest equals $2,400, property tax equals $600, home insurance equals $150, HOA equals $200. That totals $3,350 before utilities or maintenance. Escrow collects taxes and insurance in one payment, so you don't pay lump sums yourself, but it is easy to underestimate. Many buyers are shocked the first month when their check is larger than expected. Maintenance is a silent cost. Budget at least $100 to $150 per month for small repairs. Utilities vary, but electricity, gas, water, internet, and trash collection often add $250 to $350 per month, especially for larger homes. If you have children, consider school supplies, daycare, and transportation. These are indirect but monthly obligations that affect affordability. When these numbers are stacked, $2,400 becomes $3,900, sometimes $4,000 per month, which is nearly double the original impression. Calculators often leave these items out because they assume perfect conditions and ignore lifestyle impact. This is why relying solely on the mortgage number is dangerous. Compare this to renting. A renter might pay $2,000, everything included, simple, fixed, predictable. Homeownership requires flexibility, reserve funds, and mental space. Many buyers overlook this, chasing approval instead of readiness. Monthly structure is the real measure of affordability, and the sooner you see the full picture, the less risk of buyer's remorse. Hidden costs often derail first-time buyers. Property tax can rise annually. Insurance premiums change. HOA fees can increase unexpectedly. Add in closing costs, which are typically 2 to 5% of the home price, and moving expenses. These are upfront, one time, but must be saved before purchase. Escrow is often confusing. Lenders combine taxes and insurance into one monthly payment, but you still need to understand the schedule. Missing one payment can trigger penalties or late fees. Reserve funds are essential. Set aside at least 3 to 6 months of full monthly housing cost in an emergency fund before buying. Ignoring these costs is why many buyers experience stress or sell soon after purchase. First-time buyers often think approval equals readiness, but real-life costs are the true test. Monthly payments, escrow, maintenance, taxes, insurance, HOA, and utilities together create the real cost. Understanding, preparing, and visualizing this structure prevents surprises. Knowledge builds confidence, and confidence builds sustainable home ownership. Renters and immigrants often benefit from extra time to learn these systems before committing.
Buying at the wrong time can cost more than waiting. If your monthly cost leaves you stressed, you're not ready. This is not about fear, it is math. Renting while preparing gives breathing room, financial flexibility, and the ability to save for down payment, closing costs, and reserves. Renting is not failure. Buying wrong is. Consider growth potential of income, stability of job, and predictability of expenses before committing. Compare what you pay now versus what you'll pay as a homeowner, including hidden costs. Many first-time buyers underestimate the lifestyle impact. Unexpected expenses can disrupt savings, sleep, and mental peace. Preparation includes understanding local taxes, insurance rates, HOA rules, and utility averages. Once you have clarity, buying becomes aligned with income, lifestyle, and mental bandwidth. When monthly obligations do not create stress, you are ready. Renting while learning creates readiness. Buying while guessing creates regret. This distinction is subtle but crucial for sustainable home ownership.
Affordability is not just numbers, it is stability and margin. A $400,000 home requires understanding the total monthly structure, building emergency savings, preparing for maintenance, and planning for insurance and tax increases. Sustainable homeownership means being able to pay comfortably even during unexpected months without cutting essentials or accumulating stress. Mental clarity, budgeting, and realistic expectations are key. Preparing includes monitoring credit, understanding market trends, evaluating local costs, and simulating payments for multiple scenarios. When you are ready, your first home becomes a tool for security, growth, and lifestyle, not a source of pressure. Many buyers rush because they feel social pressure, availability pressure, or approval pressure. This is the fastest path to regret. True readiness is measured by the ability to handle full monthly housing costs with calm, confidence, and room to breathe. This is the framework every first-time buyer must follow.
With this checklist, you're ready. Step into your future with confidence. More home buying breakdowns coming.